your investment in 1 year. What?
Bull.
The following video is a no bullshit video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Prophet King, and yes, of course, I'm doing YouTube for profit. I want it to be a career, just so there's no arguments about that. Okay, is Toby Turner a rapist? This is a difficult question, this is a difficult argument, and the reason I'm talking about it is because I don't know any of these people. I'm totally unbiased. I have no connections to that part of YouTube, and I've never seen their videos. I've seen a couple of trailers, honest trailers I think they're called, from Tobuscus. I've seen a couple of those and they're pretty good, but I mean, that was years ago. I don't watch his content on the daily. I don't know who April Skywalker is. I don't even know if that's her real name. I just looked it up on Twitter. I guess her name's April F. something Fletcher. I've watched a lot of this stuff. I've gathered a lot of the information. I've seen Max Landis' video, and that was interesting. I've seen the Facebook post from his mother, Toby's mother. I've seen a lot of the information held in this topic. So I want to make this clear that I'm just saying what I think. These are my opinions, alright? This isn't, I don't want to offend anybody, I don't want to take a side. I'm just going to lay out all the facts. I'm going to tell you what I can smell as bullshit, and that's just it. This is a no bullshit video. This is when I can just immediately in my head go, nah, liar, you're lying, because I can do this thing. I work with kids on a daily basis. I can tell when they're lying. I watch Judge Judy every day from 3 to 4 o'clock. It's something that I'm good at. So I figured, what a great video series that I could be doing, no bullshit. And I'd love to really test out to see how good of a lie detector I can be. So now that I've got that disclaimer kind of thing out of the way, I just want to lightly once again tell you that I do not want to take a side. I do not want to have you be offended by anything I say. I'm kind of a funny person, I like to think. So a lot of you might not think that I'm funny with some of the stuff I say or some of the stuff I do, but yeah, just it's my personality. I'm new to this. Be patient. So officially I want to say I'm going to wait for more details, because you don't want to freak out. The biggest example of this is after 9/11. We freaked out. We made some judgment calls. A lot of people were hurt. Like, a lot of Muslims were attacked. And, you know, we actually went to war over it. And we should have waited. We should have been more patient. So I always try to use that in every argument or everything that I do. So I'm going to wait for more details, and I really want to hear from Toby. I haven't heard Toby say anything yet. I've heard Toby's mother, but it's not Toby. So I really do want to wait for more information. It sounds, the first thing I heard was her Tumblr post, and I heard it on DramaAlert. So I heard, of course, the DramaAlert employee, Mandy or whatever her name was. I heard her rendition of it, and it sounded a little bit fabricated. It sounded a little strange, and there's a couple of points that I want to make because of that. And that's really the bulk of this, is her Tumblr post. And maybe she's a little crazy, and maybe she, you know, you type stuff down in Facebook, and typically you delete that shit. Like, you type down a whole paragraph or a whole page of shit you want to get off your chest, but then you go, this isn't the right place for this, and then you just delete it. And then you feel better. It's like a Facebook delete post. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I've done it loads of times in my life when I felt stressed, and it really helps. And I just don't think that she deleted it. So let's see. I think she could have edited her Tumblr post a bit better, is the main thing of that. I want to get to the first point. Point 1. I want to say that to be an entertainer, you have to be a little bit crazy, in your own way. Some people are totally sane and they can make do, but I think to be an entertainer and to be in the entertainment business, which YouTube is, I think that you've got to be a little bit crazy or a little bit nuts. And I think when you get to that level of fame that Toby or Tobuscus is at, I would agree. He's probably a little bit crazy. He's probably crazy. And from what I'm hearing, he drinks and does drugs, and of course that's gonna make it a little bit more hectic, your craziness. But I do agree with the fact that Toby might be nuts or is insane. So when she said that in Tumblr and she was kind of alluding that he's a crazy person, he's sick, I can see that. You know, she claimed that he said that he was a sex addict, a drug addict, a alcoholic, and okay, I can see that too. Of course, you're an entertainer. It's very possible. And I think you have to be, if you're an entertainer, in some way, a little bit crazy. Perhaps he does drink, perhaps he does do drugs, perhaps he sleeps with a lot of women, and I was talking to my friend about this, I won't name him, but, and this isn't a problem for me, I don't really want relationships in my life, but I know a lot of people who do, and they are very perverted people. The term is, when you give a man a mask, you will see his true face. Does that make sense? So on the internet, when you have anonymity, you'll see exactly who people really are, and it's kind of gross sometimes. So I can understand that if Toby is this famous and he feels untouchable, he's gonna sleep around a lot, because a lot of people are gonna be throwing themselves onto him. It's a damn shame, but I can see it happening. And I don't think that she should be surprised when he's cheating on her. I really don't, especially with all the stories that she has said in the Tumblr post and all of the things I've heard about Toby from, like, Max Landis and all these other people. So, I don't think any man, any heterosexual man, would say no. I think it'd be hard. I think it would. I'm not super famous. I'm not super rich. I'm actually quite poor. I just don't think any man would say no to that many people wanting to get in your pants. And then when you're in the point where you're actually manipulating these women, and you can, like, which he probably obviously did with this April girl, or the Elena girl, whatever her name was, when you can manipulate people like that, I don't think, if you're a man, I do not think that you'll be able to resist that. I think power is corruptible. You know that line in the Superman movie. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I absolutely believe that that's true. So I don't disclaim any of that. But I really do not believe that it's all Toby's fault. And I'm going to get into this if this is true. Alright, so let's go to point 2. Multiple times, April states she has assaulted mentally, verbally, physically. She stays with him. Then she was raped. She stays with him. Then she finds out about one condom in a bra, and that's it. She's done. She treats him like dog. She throws his nose in it, and she, like, hits him in the back of the head and says, "Look what you did. Who the fuck is she?" I smell bullshit. I find it hard to believe, and I know that there's people out there who are a little bit messed up because of things like this, but I find it hard to believe that drugs, verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, rape, you stay with the man. But then when you find out he's cheating, you're done. I think that's a hard thing for me to swallow, and I know that there's cases of that out there, and if that's the case, then I think April needs help too. I think Toby definitely needs help if it's true, and I think April needs help if it's true. Both of these poor people need some help. So I do smell some bullshit in those statements. Point C, whenever she states Toby is doing something without her involvement, she seems disgusted. She always goes, "Oh look, it's a Toby toy. Gag. Oh, he did my song without me. He did it. Ugh." Like, it felt like that. Even if I had been reading the writing instead of listening to the voice actor Mandy, I feel I would have gotten that. She decides suicide is the best option when Toby uses her song, and I felt that's a bit petty. Like, she's seeing Toby's toys, she sees Toby's success, she sees Toby with other women, and she freaks out, and she says, "I'm gonna commit suicide now." And again, I just want to point back, like, she was raped, she was verbally abused, mentally abused, she was being yelled at, but she didn't contemplate suicide then. I don't know. I smell some bullshit. I smell some fabrication in this story. Maybe it's not lies, right? But maybe it's just the bad parts of this are turned up. The volume's turned up a little bit on these bad issues with Toby. I think Toby might be a bad guy, sure, of course. You don't want to get to know your heroes, because you'll find out that they're not your heroes. You keep your entertainers on the TV screen. You don't want to get to know them. They're probably not the nice people you think that they are. And I follow a lot of politics, and you can really sense that in when people reveal who they support politically. I do smell some bullshit in this story. It's very intriguing. And I do feel that 100% of the blame, I do not believe, is on Toby. I think he's just a guy who has an ego, like she says, and he's a dude, and women are throwing themselves at him, and he's got money, he's got friends, everything in life is going swell. And so he's gonna, and you get drunk, you get high, you mess around with Molly, and suddenly you're raping women. Like, that might be true, but overall, I want to say that I did smell some bullshit in this story, in this Tumblr post. So I'm done talking. I want to know what you guys think. I want the conversation to be down below. I am the Prophet King. This is the Gift of the Gods Gaming channel. GG.